CEI is an engineering software and services company. Our flagship product is Nsight. Nsight is a post-processing tool used by engineers and scientists around the world to better understand and analyze their data. Well, typically, when a simulation is run, there's a lot of raw data that gets output. And what our software allows users to do is to go in after a simulation is complete and extract features of interest and possibly compute new variables that allow them to take the simulation a little bit further to beyond the raw data and let them actually understand the physics of what happened in the simulation. Engineers in the end need to make decisions on how thick to make a wall or slight shape variations that allow them to get more miles per gallon in their design. And so that's what software like Nsight will allow them to do is to understand the data in more depth and feed that back into their design process. A key to post-processing is the ability to interact with the data. Typically you don't know everything that you're going to do beforehand to script it up into a batch process. The user really needs to be in the loop, looking at the results at each stage to decide what they want to try next. And so interactivity with the graphics is key to our ability to help the user analyze their data and understand it. We do a lot of testing on a variety of hardware, both workstation platforms and graphics card specific, to make sure that we're getting the highest possible performance out of the available hardware platforms so that our users get the best possible experience when they use Nsight. There are several things that we see in the latest graphics platforms that give us the ability to deliver new levels of performance to users. But there's the large frame buffers that we're seeing on today's graphics cards allow a user to load their entire model into basically download it to the graphics card and get full interactivity on an entire model instead of just a small piece of the model. So this is one thing. Another area that we see a lot of advancement in graphics is in the shaders. More and more we are looking to take a lot of the computation that used to be done on the CPU and move it to the GPU. Primarily still in the graphics pipeline, but today, for example, we will do per pixel sorting on the graphics card for transparency, where before we would have to do sorting in the CPU, and it was hundreds of times faster now to do this type of operation on the graphics card. We're also using shaders to give a better visual experience, so that we can, when we highlight selected parts, that's all done on the GPU, and we can give a different appearance to different objects using shaders. And we're also using it to accelerate other operations like picking. So if you're going to be loading this entire model down to the graphics card, we really don't want to be doing any compute on the model itself on the CPU. We want to use the graphics card to do that wherever we can, and it also allows the user a higher level of interactivity. It's not always about the performance of just rotating, but also the performance of doing things with the model. Take this part and move it over here. So using the graphics card in the entire interactive session, not just for the rendering, but also for interaction like picking an object and applying some action to it. Working with AMD has been very helpful, both in getting engineering samples that we can use to test new graphics cards, and also in being able to work with their engineers to understand the best possible way to use the graphics to give the best experience to our customers. We have a good level of interaction both at the marketing level and also at the engineering level. People that we can call if we have any problems, and also people that we work with, if we have a question of how do I do this on the graphics card, we'll work directly with the engineers to understand how to solve a particular problem using the ATI graphics pipeline. CEI has always been on the leading edge of graphics capability and technology, and working with AMD we see as a way to stay on that leading edge and be able to deliver the latest graphics technology to our customers to achieve highest performance and reliability and capability. Performance-wise, the ATI solutions, we have always seen those as the highest performance solution, and the V7750 is the fastest graphics card that we've tested to date. We see this as a valuable relationship that, again, will allow us to stay on the leading edge of graphics technology, and it's definitely a valuable relationship for us.